वी हैव कॉम्पिटिटर्स हियर, जो लोग एक दूसरे को कॉम्पीट करते हैं. हमारे नेक्स्ट स्पीकर जो है वो कॉम्पिटिटर कोलैबोरेटिव कैसे काम करेंगे उसके ऊपर गाइड करने वाले हैं, मिस्टर राजेश नाइक.
So we started with e-commerce, then we went to m-commerce. So another alphabet, c-commerce. But in today's world, we really can't ignore alphabet. So you know, alphabet is the company which owns largest internet company, Google. So Google is owned by alphabet. So we have to live with alphabet anyways. The other coincidence that I found was we had E, we had M, we have SIM. So add one more C and we will have EMC square. So what this collaborative commerce or C-commerce is? Let's look at as we go to next slide. So first thing is the collaboration. The electronics or the digital world brought lot of avenues to us for collaboration. The collaboration which was not easily possible earlier. Let's look at the different things. We started with offline collaboration like floppy disk. I can see many of us who must have exchanged floppy disk, and by the time we put it in computer, the data is not there. So from floppy disk, we are now on WhatsApp, and through WhatsApp we can even exchange the documents. Earlier we could exchange only JPG files, but now even we can exchange the documents. And the collaboration has extended from the business to business place to even person to person level. Last month we had a school get together after 29 years of leaving the school. We collaborated and now we have formed a group which is helping the Adivasi children in doing better education for them. So that's a collaboration, and that is possible only because of the digital revolution or the collaboration through these digital equipments. Now on the B2B side, so on other side we saw primarily person to person or P2P, but on B2B side the things have moved from the team collaboration like shared drives, extranets, intranets, and lot of other things wherein multiple teams located at multiple locations work together to complete a project. So some team might be sitting in Czechoslovakia, US, India, and finally delivered the project. So that happened on the non-commercial mode, or no commerce was involved, no financial transactions as such. Then in B2B space, the supply chain collaboration, vendor managed inventory, supplier network collaboration, I'm not sure how many of you have heard this word, but the B2B in business to business, these are the technologies which are used prevalently. Those are very common even in India. And we are going to talk about the collaboration or collaborative commerce primarily in the B2B area. Not the number of users, number of transactions, internet usage, no. This is purely on business to business basis. As we go to next slide, today the business to business collaboration that happens is primarily on the left hand side of the screen, which is principal to agent relationship. There is always a principal. For example, Tata Motors have all their on their or supplier network hub, wherein Tata Motors publishes their schedule of assembly. At 2 p.m. they will be starting at model X with so and so color, and supplier has to make sure that spare required for part that model must be available on the assembly line. So there will be no purchase order. Only thing is hello, yeah. Supplier has to keep the stock ready and bring it to the assembly line at 2 p.m. That's it. Whether it is in black color, whatever. So that is from the supplier side. On the other side, HUL. On the other side, HUL or Hindustan Unilever Limited. So they have all distributors on their network. So moment a distributor ships material to the retail counter, what happens is the inventory is reduced and immediately back order is created in their HUL system. Next day when delivery truck comes, the fulfillment happens automatically. There is no more calling to HUL, placing the order, checking whether material is available or not, nothing. All that is enabled as e-commerce through supply chain financing by large banks. So for example, State Bank of India has a separate unit for supply chain financing, or EDFS for e-dealer financing, and supply chain or supplier financing, supply financing scheme. But those are the things that few years back we never thought this will happen. Like, I mean, the way things have changed, and I'm in distribution business. I saw the things changing in past 4 years like anything. With the proliferation of internet, 3G, 4G, now everything can be on, everybody can be on network and do these transactions easily. The next thing which is upcoming in e-commerce, or particularly in B2 space, B2B space, is collaborative commerce. Inside, the relationship was principal to agent. Now it is moving to peer-to-peer collaboration. Now what is peer-to-peer collaboration, and is it really new? So the answer is it's new. So first thing is order collaboration. Can you imagine, or do you recognize any, or do you remember any example wherein two competitors are collaborating for the order? Any example that comes to your mind? Anybody? Telecom companies. How do they collaborate? Towers. Correct. Towers. For orders, the airline, the Star Alliance or the different alliances, if you are booking flight with Lufthansa, and if Lufthansa does not have seat in for example, Frankfurt to New York leg, okay, they will put you in some other airline which is operating on the same thing. So I have many times traveled from Mumbai to Frankfurt, Lufthansa, from Frankfurt to New York, United Airlines, under code sharing. So same flight will have two different codes and they collaborate. So collaboration is not really new. Whenever the competition has hit the industry, industry has found ways how to collaborate even with competitors. And that is extending even to the next level, which is the manufacturing companies. The other example, capacity collaboration. Many companies, no more people are trying to do activity within the factory. They have the suppliers. So if Maruti develops a supplier for say camshaft manufacturing or camshaft forging, Bharat Forge will supply same or similar unit even to Mahindra. So they can do this collaboration, capacity collaboration, and that can happen only if there are economies of scale. So always there are benefits. Third part is inventory collaboration, and here I am going to take a specific example to explain how inventory collaboration can be done between two who are otherwise competing, but still they can benefit through pulling of the inventory effect. And as we go to next slide, before just a minute. The other thing is there is already a working solution, www.oneworldsync.com, wherein 49 companies in FMCG sector, likes of Coke, Procter & Gamble, Hindustan Unilever, are collaborating together to simplify their business. Let's go to next slide. So let's talk about the inventory collaboration. How many of you understand the difference between direct materials and indirect materials? Is it clear? Direct material is something which is related to your product. So for example, for Mahindra or Tata's, steel sheets are direct materials for them. Okay? Whereas what are indirect materials? Indirect materials could be packaging material. Indirect materials could be maintenance spare parts. They use large machinery, huge machinery to manufacture the cars or trucks. Now, each machinery is expensive. Maybe, and the whole project runs in hundreds of crores. So for example, Mahindra has a paint shop worth 250 crores of investment. You can imagine the investment that they have to make to keep the spare parts ready. Whenever there is some part which goes down, they have to immediately replace, so that the plant must run, show must go on. And to keep the plant running, as insurance, they have to maintain huge inventory of maintenance spares, so that if anything fails, they can replace and machinery can run. Inventory turns, again, this is a jargon, or this is a term used in supply chain management. The inventory turns is how many times the part or the material you turn during the year. Okay, so for example, if I am talking about hammam soap, a person or a nearby shop may be selling 1,000 soaps in a year, and if he has 100 soaps, stock of 100 soaps, that means his inventory turns are 10. He is turning the inventory 10 times. In case of maintenance spares, it is less than 1. So about 50 to 60% of the parts which are bought remain unused. They are just kept there as insurance, just like we pay our medical or health insurance as well as the life insurance. We have to keep the premium, we have to pay the premium. You may or may not need it. Similarly, they keep on investing amount in this indirect material. Now, we did one study across the Indian manufacturing industry, and top 100 Indian manufacturing companies, listed Indian manufacturing companies, I am talking about only listed companies, has about 14 to 15,000 crores of inventory which is lying in their stores, not used, and it may not be required even for next few years. They may have to dispose. It's just lying idle. Imagine 15,000 crores worth assets are remaining idle. If we assume return on assets as even 12%, how much revenue it can generate? In today's world where economy is down, this funds locked in the indirect inventory is really hitting the company. So what do they do? Yeah, I mean, is there any way to put this inactive inventory into productive use? Yes, there are ways. And as we go forward, how does it hit other way? I mean, funds is one part. The second part is storage space. So next door, we have plant of Seat tires. You can imagine in a place like Mumbai, where in real estate, somebody, I think Amit said, 6,000 rupees a month for one seat is the rent for this place. So if Seat is occupying large space in keeping indirect material inventory, money they are wasting. That's one. Second thing is aging. Only things which are bottled increase their value with the age. Nothing else. With age, our value goes down. So aging of the are not good. It's not wine. The third thing is, every rupee tied up in inactive inventory is a rupee available less to earn profit. Working capital is blocked. You do not have money enough to churn that. So your return on working capital, OWC, will go down. So this is the pain of inactive inventory. Who is managing that? Who is carrying that? Now on the other side, we have the companies wherein, so the first scenario, some machinery is broken down, they want a bull gear, but the manufacturer no more exists. They have sold a plant, okay? The machinery is 40 years old, nobody manufactures, now you have to place the order, and nobody is willing to supply. The other thing, you are planning for the next year budget. Some parts are not available easily. So what you do is, in anticipation, you make provisions for parts which you think you may need, or which your engineering person thinks he may need. So risk averseness, he doesn't want to take a risk, so might as well invest in it. He doesn't think, because the money doesn't go out of his pocket. His salary is intact. Now how the inactive spares inventory which is lying with someone can help these companies who are planning for the maintenance or planning for the next? This is what we are offering. So Spares Fusion is going to be a marketplace or is an aggregator wherein we will have on the one side who are players who are carrying the inventory lying idle in their plant, in their stores. On the other side, there will be buyers who need that. And one more impact which I forgot to mention. Let's say this is the spare part. It was bought at say 1 lakh rupees when it was bought 5 years back. Okay, when it was bought, somebody has taken excise input credit. If excise is 14%, the person took 14,000 rupees as excise input credit. It is availed. Now, if you want to sell this, and scrap value is rupees 10,000. It was bought 5 years back. Now I have to sell it at 10,000. Still, you have to pay back entire 14,000 rupees input duty which you have claimed back to the government. So you are getting 10,000, but you have to pay government 14,000. And if you are scrapping that, nobody is going to give you credit. Instead, if you sell that part to another manufacturing company, the 14,000 rupees that you are paying as excise credit can be availed by the other manufacturer as input credit, and he can pay you 10,000 plus 14,000, 24,000. At least you will recover that 14,000. So that's the another big financial advantage if you are able to find out the right buyer who has the need. So that's the other part. Now this sparesfusion.com, what we are going to do. So we have started up this company, and what we are going to do, the first part is the matching technical solutions. We were talking with Mr. Marathe some time back, and he mentioned a company called Granger.com, which is a US-based indirect materials company. Can you imagine how many parts they have on their catalog? Any number? Wild guess? 70 lakh items. 70 lakhs. You can imagine if some machinery goes down and he has to match the specification between this available inventory of 70 lakhs versus the part that he needs exactly. The part maybe, company might have stopped manufacturing that part or phased out that part 10 years back, and you want to match the specification. How would you do that? So that's a service, that's the value add that this Spares Fusion will do. The second part is assuring the payment and coordinating the logistics. Some plant is there in Chennai, okay, outside the outskirts of Chennai, and other plant in Halol wants this. How would you ensure that the logistics is taken? So that's where the Spares Fusion comes into picture. And we will operate this as the market intermediary. So you can go to next. The last part, social and environmental benefits that this venture can bring. India is a poor country. We are still developing country. We are not developed country. Our industry can't afford to waste 14 to 15,000 crore rupees sitting idle. The second part is when you sell those parts as scrap, those are broken down. So entire value addition that has happened, many of these parts are imported. So we spend our expensive foreign exchange in buying that. And this entire thing is wasted as scrap. We as a responsible industry community can't afford to waste wastage for our economy too. So this exchange will definitely help. So that's the other benefit. This concept, basically, now a brief about the team. We are 4 people. Most of us are gray-haired or no hair. Okay, about 100 years of total experience, all mechanical engineers. The one thing that we want to mention, we heard the presentations and everybody was talking about the IT, the platform. So you might be wondering what kind of conversation we are having in our war room. We don't talk about database, we don't talk about tables, we don't talk about Apache server or web server, nothing like that. We talk about the specification, cylinders, operating pressure, So we come from that background. Technology doesn't matter, as somebody said. So we have given our specifications to technology company. It's their job to bring the product as we want. We are from end users. We come from the industry. We know what a person on shop floor, a maintenance guy on shop floor wants. And we want to make sure that he finds it, whatever is needed on our website. So that's about our venture, and this is the way we are bringing, or we are trying to bring the collaborative commerce in India. Uh, Hello, yeah. We participated in the business model competition conducted by IIT Mumbai in 2015, late 2015, early January, early 2016. Around 8,000 people as were participated, and we were among the top 8 finalists in the idea. So that in a way validated our concept at a at international forum. So that's about.
I would, और एक बाकी है. I would like to call Mr. Vinit Rastogi and Rachna Bagwe. Rajesh sir.